Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hey.
How's it going? Well, I won't ask how's it going. Let's do that another time. Good evening, everyone.
Hey.
My name is Nemo Martin. I use they, them pronouns, and I am your host for Jellicle Questions for Jellicle Musical Theatre fans, I think is what this event is called. I am going to do some serious stuff at the top of this so we can get it out of the way, and then we can move on to the fun stuff and then not think about the serious stuff, and then, yeah. So I was initially asked to host a panel and asked what was at the top of my head. And I flashed back to every theatre panel I've ever been on, which has been some iteration of how is theatre racist? What can we do to fix theatre? What are your traumas about being a queer person of colour who works in theatre? And I don't want to do that anymore. We've done these panels for so many decades and nothing has changed. And it can't change after an hour of people talking on stage. It takes people with money to do something about it. So I asked my group chat what I should pitch instead. And the group chat has told me that I have to tell you what the group chat is called. And it's called Cat Idris's Barbed Penis. And so they suggested that I make a show about batshit conspiracy theories about musicals, because yeah. So that is what this evening is going to be. I am going to be paying these three very cool people to have fun for an evening, talking about things that we're an expert in that isn't our race, because it turns out we actually have hobbies sometimes. Technically, this is a theatre panel, but it's an excuse to be silly. It's an excuse to be aggressively silly, because it's not often that we get asked to have fun. What you will notice from this event is that it's a free event, but in the YouTube description and on the Omnibus website, there's a donation link. These people are going to be paid a fixed fee to be here, but any money you give will make sure I can do more of these in the future, because I got so many people asking to be on this panel. It was like, I was inundated for 3 days with requests. So I would love to do this again. But yes, that is the formalities. So now we can talk about musical theatre. Yeah, let's have our panelists introduce themselves. I didn't decide what order to go in. Let's go for Lauren first.
Hi, I'm Lauren Douglin. I'm an actor, writer and stand-up comedian. I actually started life as a secondary school teacher, teaching drama, dance and performing art. And then a couple of my students got into Brit School and I got jealous. So I moved to London to try and be like them. And for the past 5 years, I've worked mainly in TV and stand-up comedy, but I actually have a degree in musical theatre. But I don't fit the musical theatre mould too much. So I watch it from an audience perspective now.
Excellent. Joash, do you want to go next?
Hi, I'm Joash, J for short. I use he, they pronouns, prefer the they. And I'm an educator, in all honesty. Like I do cover teaching in schools, I do singing lessons, I do bits and bobs of like freelance work. I have got a master's degree in musical theatre, and I got the master's after doing my undergrad and having a year to be like, let's see what the life is like, let's see what professional performing is like. And I realized I liked to talk about and think about musicals more than I liked being in them, because probably for anyone that doesn't feel like they fit the musical theatre mold, it's frustrating when you see people not really think outside the box with like casting or ideas, and it's just like, I can't be bothered to do this now. So I'm here, and yeah, I'm here, and I'm going to talk about musicals because that's what I know, it's what I do, it's what I love.
Excellent. And Jo?
Hello, I'm Jo Tayabji. I'm a theatre director, and I haven't yet directed a musical, but there is one that's cooking in my mind that I feel, Josh, you should go up for. It is the queerest, like, it's ours. It's our musical. It's ours. I direct a whole bunch of kind of stuff. I have a really eclectic taste, possibly best emblemized by the fact that I also drag. I drag as Joey de Vive. And I can't wait for Joey to get back out on the town. And I'm an associate at Milk Presents. And one more thing, I directed Nemo's beautiful, beautiful rom-com, The Cobbled Streets of Geneva, around Valentine's Day this year. And Nemo doesn't know this, but in my heart, that show is a musical. I managed to sneak one Bollywood number right at the top. But let's just see, you know, now I've put it out there in the world.
I mean, you are talking to me who is hosting this panel, so of course now we have to make it a musical.
My work here is done. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah, bye. So yeah, before we get into actually asking the questions, I am going to put down a couple of rules. There are only 4 rules for this panel. The first rule, this also applies to the people in the audience. By the way, if I look down here, it's because my phone has the comments on it, so I am looking at the chat at the same time. So yes, this applies to you in the comments as well. 1, we have no shame here. If we don't know a musical or a reference, it's perfectly okay. And there are a billion musicals and not everyone has equal access to them or gives a shit about them. So if you don't know it, you can say pass or you can make bullshit up. Who the fuck cares? 2, this isn't a competition. We are working together. We're having fun. I say that, that tone sounded really like scary. We're going to have fun. We will hopefully come away from this evening with more musical theatre knowledge to be absolutely insufferable about. So it's a win for all of us. 3, for our blind and partially sighted friends, we're going to try and audio describe any actions that are relevant to the answers that we're giving. And 4, for the audience, there is a 20-second delay between us talking and the chat. Please feel free to play along at home to any of the questions, fill the chat with nonsense, but it is a 14+ event, so chill with the explicit content. I'm saying this explicitly to the people in my group chat with the name. And once we get moving, you're also more than welcome to put questions for the panel in there, and I will try and catch the questions to ask you lot. So yeah, everyone feeling pumped and ready to go? Excellent. Wow. First round is going to be very theatre panel round. I want some long discursive discussion about these questions, okay? So this first question was sent in by Stevie. Stevie makes latex fetish fashion wear. What production would most benefit from a full latex wardrobe, bearing in mind the squeaking and the sweating? Does anyone particularly feel like they have an answer immediately, or should I pick on someone?
I mean, that's the direction that they should have gone for Cats, right? That's
Yeah.
what they missed.
Mm.
Yeah. Not fur, latex.
Do you think it's more gross that the fur catches the sweat, or that the latex keeps it in the?
I mean, pass on that, but I just hope that the squeaking would only I don't know, support the narrative rather than undermine it with mice.
I see.
I've got one. Cabaret.
Mm.
Already a very, very sexually charged musical, and the big part of what makes Cabaret, well, more so Sally Bowles, an effective character, is that in the stage productions, she's very rarely cast as like a singer, like that only really started to happen when we had the film with Liza. Now think about it, if you're trying to watch this performance, but you're kind of aware that it's not meant to be neat and polished, and you're seeing all these like dancers on the chairs being like covered in like, you know, latex and the squeaking and the awkwardness, it adds to like the grunginess of it and all of that kind of almost uncomfortable level of sexuality the show kind of really has, and what makes the show work in its whole kind of subversive state.
Mm-hmm.
I was feeling the same kind of vibe. I thought kind of like Chicago, but then because that kind of like, that would be sexy, especially like, do you know what I mean? Like the murderesses would look sexy. But then I kind of would love to see the whole musical of Hair in latex with just hair on display. Then everything, just because I know everyone's normally in the nudie Rudy, but like suck it all up and then just hair, I think would be, you know, a bit kind of a different kind of sensory going on there.
I love
you were doing a lot of like to your head hair gestures there, but do you feel like there's scope in the design to incorporate other instances of hair? For example, this lockdown, I've been growing my armpit hair very long.
Exactly. Nice kind of like peepholes under the armpit, peepholes where, you know, you're proud of what you've grown. If you've got a proud bush, get that peephole going. Go for it.
Body positivity.
Yeah. I'm demonstrating how hairspray could be applied to my lengthy armpit hair.
So here for it.
Question 2, which was asked by Kat.
What a strong start.
Silencing his hand.
McCavity has allegedly broken every human law. Would you like to give me a law that you think that he's broken? How, why he did it? A good backstory, if you will.
Okay, so McCavity is the criminal cat, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he has pirated every single kind of police procedural show you can think of. Like, I feel like McCavity's LimeWire is stacked. Shout out to LimeWire. Remember LimeWire?
LimeWire.
like you know those old PSAs that come up saying like you'd never steal a car. McCavity would and has, and it's also sold in every episode of CSI, NCIS. I bet McCavity's even pirated some episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine just to make sure. Like McCavity has covered all the piracy bases.
Yeah, you've killed me. I'm sorry. That like.
I feel like I can't top that. I feel like I've.
Yeah, no, that like. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Great, you've solved it, and now we're moving on to the next question. Actually, topical for this next question. It leads on pretty well. A murder has been committed. What character from any musical would you most like to solve this mystery with? Bonus points, obviously, if they're not a cop.
For me, it would have to be Toto. I just think Toto's a really underestimated, phenomenal brain, who never got the recognition he deserved. And frankly, Skippy's up there, Lassie's up there, but really, like, if we're talking like, you know, masterminds, Toto, small, underappreciated, overlooked, and yeah, really, really excellent at just like sniffing out the truth.
Yeah.
In song. They cut all his numbers, it was brutal. Okay.
Who would I want to, I don't know. I was thinking, weirdly enough, the first name that came into my head, I don't know why, it was Tracy Turnblad, just because she's so righteous and she wouldn't just stop. She would keep going until that crime had been, you know, she basically sorted out the civil rights movement, let's be honest. So she would not stop until the job was done. So, and, you know, Penny always comes along psychic, so she's got back up, you know, they're a duo. So it's buy one, get one free. So I'm going with Tracy. I feel like she'll get the job done.
I was going to go with Elle Woods.
Yeah.
She knows the legal system. She's very intuitive. and she'll keep spirits up. Like, she knows how to have like a good time. Do you know what I mean? So it's like a right balance of like qualified, but also like an absolute laugh. So I'd go with Elle Woods.
I'm very much excited for the new musical we're writing, where McCavity is pirating like loads of police procedurals, and Elle Woods, Tracy Turnblad, and Toto arrives on his doorstep, just like, you're fucking nicked, mate. Like, excellent. I think those were some pretty solid answers. I would like the first of the only prepared round that I asked these lovely panelists to prepare, which was conspiracy theories. I'm gonna pepper these in, I think. So, Joe, you're looking the most guilty. So, Joe, would you please like to give me a conspiracy theory you have about musical theatre?
I mean, this is gospel truth. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, sorry, yes.
Situation. Well, look, this is about musical theatre's relationship to the wider world. And I think it is about time that we all, face this. And what I'd like to draw your attention to is that the style of vocals that musical theatre sort of supports and trains, and that has a clear implication for the audience base for the wider art form of singing, and that has market value. So did you know that the Chrysalis, who of course produced all of Mariah Carey's records, have been paying for years now? But I mean, I couldn't tell you how long. Have been making a monthly down payment to Andrew Lloyd Webber. Keep writing. You think that's all? I mean, you think that's all his profits? No. There's a comfortable sum, and I'm demonstrating with my hands how comfortable. Again, I couldn't tell you quite how comfortable. That's why my hand isn't settling on a sum. But yeah, it's the musical theatre industry is what keeps Mariah Carey's sales high.
So we've definitely got to be looking out for, with the 5-step plan that's just come out, we've really got to be looking out for the 5-step plan impacting Mariah Carey's career over the next couple of months.
Think of Mariah.
Yeah.
I know you all are. I know.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you so much.
Always telling the truth.
Okay, all of you, think of a character in your head. Got a character from a musical theatre show, please, preferably. Joe, you look so troubled by this question. What is their pizza order?
Okay. So can I say my pizza order and see if anyone can guess who it is?
Yeah.
Okay. So mine would be American hot but with kind of a little bit of a Caribbean kind of seasoning, and it would come twirling at you really fast.
Is it Alexander Hamilton?
No.
Oh, fuck.
I love how devastated you are.
Fuck.
So mine would be Anita from West Side Story.
Oh, of course.
Fuck it. Yeah, excellent.
Twirling.
Yeah. Could you just imagine that spicy pepperoni coming flying at you with all that passion and gorgeousness? I want to be her, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, right. So we're doing the pizza first, then the character?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So thin crust, cheese, but not like a heavy amount of cheese. Ideally vegan cheese in a perfect world. Pepperoni. I'm miming out the image of a pizza in my hand. Pepperoni. A relatively simple simple dish, and it's cut in very, very thin slices. And again, I'm miming out the cutting of thin pizza slices. Now, this is kind of like, it's out there, but it's what we're here to do. So yeah, a very light pizza is what I'm imagining, as well, nothing too heavy.
This is the best game I've ever been a part of, and my brain has suddenly destroyed itself. Because my brain instantly went, what musical theatre character would be lactose intolerant? Because vegan pizza, but then pepperoni? Oh, God.
Yeah, the pepperoni threw me. With the whole light and thin, I was going for Galinda. But then the pepperoni, yeah, the pepperoni threw me.
We're just thinking like, okay, it's not so much the veganism, it's like needs to be digested quite fast. You don't want any bloating. It's got to be light.
I love this game.
So it's someone who flies. If we're going for like the skill stack.
Guilty says no. So, but the small slices for like picking. Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna give us this. That was the time limit. So because otherwise we're gonna be here forever.
With Sally from Follies, because like of course she's in like, you know, the shows and stuff. She's got off stage. I'm not on show right now. I'm gonna have a little bit of the pizza, nothing too heavy. I got to sing and dance later. No dairy, because you know dairy coats the throat. But then I thought pepperoni, so it feels a bit more like, you know, New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I've just flicked through like 5 different characters and several pizzas in my head. But let's go for okay, this is stuffed crust, Pizza Hut, obviously. And it's the size, I'm going size before topping. It's the size of pizza that is the middle one that you could share, but you could also manage on your own if you had to. And toppings, I think it's a vegetarian supreme that you've then topped up with the meat options from the extra toppings.
Literally the only thing that's come into my head is Shrek, and I'm like, it cannot be Shrek the fucking musical getting
because I didn't
pizza.
So
vegetarian supreme. I'm thinking
but with added meat.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say the Dillamond, because vegetarian and goats. Right. Okay. Audrey too.
No.
Oh.
But we've got stuffed crust as well. Stuffed crust with the vegetarian supreme, but not necessarily sharing.
But could share, but doesn't have to. But could. So just keeping the option open for sharing, but also fully knows that they're capable of handling this on their own.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's the time limit, friends. Joe, put us out of our misery.
To have company or not to have company would be Bobby.
Oh my God.
Of course.
Wow, that was the most excruciating round. And I'm glad that we came through the other side.
Me too. I'm glad I
Next question. If you were in Chicago, why would your man have it coming? And what would your one-word descriptor for the cell block tango be?
Oh, this is ace. Okay, so my word would be slip. And my man would have it coming because he always leaves the bathroom floor wet. And I normally go in and tidy up after him. So this particular time, I added fairy liquid to the water he'd left on the floor. So the next time he went in, he slipped, hit his head on the sink. It looked like an accident, but because I was so proud of my own work of killing him, I confessed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You stepped it up in that line because you added like a method as well. I was going to go for like just the motive, but okay. My word would be again, because my man, we will have conversations, and then I'll bring them up again later on, like regarding plans. And then he'll be like, oh, I've completely forgot. And it's like, again? Really? And it happens so often. Like, I love him to pieces. Babe, if you're watching, I love you. But it's like, really? Again? I'm saying this again. He'll be like, oh, I forgot. Of course you forgot. Of course. So yeah, it will be again, because I'm sick of being like, yes, again. Talking about this again.
Excellent.
I'll be careful in how I find my inspiration for this, because my woman is just the other side of this. Turn around and give.
Just stare directly into her eyes while you say this answer, Jo.
Don't hold back. She's saying, "Don't hold back." So my man, realize the hell out of this. Were I to have a man, God, I can't. That's actually a real block to the imagination. I can't imagine that.
Sorry, yeah, this question, considering it came from me, if you're in Chicago, why would your gender neutral partner have it coming, and why would they deserve it?
Okay, because maybe my word would be following the methodology, an ironic but ultimately grotesque great, because, but it's spelled Grate. I think I'm going way too complex on this. Because this is such a weird niggly thing, but sometimes it's those things that makes you snap, right? He, I'm doing air quotes, will only eat carrot if it's grated.
That is very strange and deserves murder. So.
Right, and slowly and excruciatingly took the cheese grater to them. Started ironic and then went grotesque. Anyway, let's move on swiftly. She's not turned around again, so let's have lockdown ends, hey?
So great, we have slip again and great. Perfect. Lauren, would you like to give me your conspiracy theory?
I shall. Okay, so I believe there is a conspiracy to stop Tim Minchin being the best British musical theatre composer. And yes, I said British. I know he sounds Australian, but did you know he was born in Northampton? British. So I think there's this conspiracy theory that's stopping him, because, you know, like Matilda, he made watching screaming children enjoyable. That's an impressive feat in itself.
Yeah.
Then Groundhog Day was a banger. Like, I worked in the Old Vic as an usher, and any chance I could get to watch that, I'd watch it. His writing, both as a composer and as a TV writer, if you haven't watched it, watch Upright. It is a brilliant TV series. But like, he went out to America, he had $100 million deal to have a animated musical with the king of movie musicals, Hugh Jackman. Didn't happen. Do you know why? Andrew Lloyd Webber. That's why. Because Andrew Lloyd Webber is like, I am the Don of the West End and the British musical. I can't have some British guy with an Australian accent come and steal my crown. No. So I believe they are trying to stop Tim Minchin doing any musical that isn't based on something as well. Because he could come up with an original idea, but his original ideas stopped. And an original idea with Hugh Jackman stopped. But come on, that would have made him millions. Andrew Lloyd Webber shutting off Tim Minchin. I'm telling you that now. Facts.
Excellent.
You know who's really behind the throne? Chrysalis and Mariah Carey.
Exactly.
Oh God.
Exactly. Mariah, she knows what she's doing. She's got a team behind her.
Thank you for this. My stomach is actually hurting from how much I was stopping myself from laughing through that. So okay, we're gonna move to a round that I'm going to call, well, actually no, my friend Kath called Better a Furry Than a Cop. And it's ostensibly the rules of snog, marry, kill. Snog to replace the word that I have said multiple times this event anyway, but there we go. We're going to ease into this one with some easy ones and then get slightly you know, well, easy, theoretically easy. I'm assuming everyone knows how to play Snog, Marry, Kill, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, great. Marius, Raul, Fierro.
This is the round where I get revealed as not knowing anything about musicals, isn't it?
Marius, the floppy protagonist of Les Mis. Raul, the floppy protagonist, well, a person who's in Phantom. And Fierro, the floppy protagonist-ish romantic love interest from Wicked.
Okay, I've got mine.
Mm-hmm.
I would kill Marius because, controversial opinion, Les Mis is my least favourite musical in the history of man ever.
Excellent.
So I don't want that in my life. I would snog Raoul because I feel like he just needs a little kiss, not too much, because he seems like the kind of guy that, you know, would get far too attached far too quickly. So you don't want to give him too much, and give him an inch, goes a mile, takes you underneath the bloody opera house. So I would then marry Fierro because Fierro seems easily led. He's that guy that gives it all the time. And then I could be like, hun, no, you're done. Come home. No more time with the lad. Come on, home time. Never mind.
Excellent.
This is another one I'm finding a like real block to my imagination because the relationship with romantic floppy head leads / like also rans in musicals, if we're talking about Raoul. Historically, like when I was the age when I first saw Phantom, when I was taken to Les Mis by the first woman I ever loved, what generally happened was that was the character that I then Joe Flop's hair around I identified with. So it's tricky for me. I cannot marry or kill the people that I most strongly want to emulate. But look, I would not marry while passing him a secret message for the revolution, right? I was thinking about how that would work, and it's gross, but yeah. The part, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Raoul, yeah. I mean, I have no particular feelings about him now, other than I understand that as a narrative function, he shouldn't exist. Like, the scene doesn't need him to be saved, so I'd probably kill him, and then, you know, get a haircut myself, just so no one mistakes me for that narrative function in my own like story, which of course is a musical. And Fierro, I don't know the guy, so sure we can get married, but I mean, a good prenup in my favor and then a swift divorce, I guess.
For me, it's Snog Fierro because, well, Snog plus Fierro because I feel like he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? I feel like that would not be a waste of my time. Kill Marius because, my God, where do I begin? Again, not a fan of Les Mis. Bit of a nothing personality as well. Like, what's going on there? Yes, you can sing a G and it's beautiful and lovely, but what else is there? You know what I mean? And by default, marry Raoul, because if you're all that up in the opera world, you have coin. And
yeah,
I have a degree in the arts, so I need to do what I can do to make sure I am okay.
Yeah, excellent. So the second one, Elphaba, Donna Sheridan, Mary Poppins.
All right, embarrassing moment again, Donna Sheridan.
The mum from Mamma Mia.
Oh shit! Mary, obviously. Oh, I'm blushing. Oh my God. I'm serious. Pass.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I'm done for life. Sorry, love. Just addressing my actual real life partner. She's found out quite a lot about me.
Okay, right. I know where I'm starting with this. Don't know where I'm ending with this, so bear with. Right.
Mhm.
Obvi, marry Mary Poppins. Why? First of all, she knows how to kind of get things done. She's very level-headed and organized, and I'm a lot more scatterbrained. I need that balance to my life. But at the same time, she knows the balance between being overbearing but also caring, and also she works away a lot. So then, no, that's all right, me, because I'm someone that I'm a Pisces with a Sagittarius moon. I need my freedom. So that would work well for us as well, because I would not want to impede on the incredible work she does in her career. Snug plus Elphaba, because I've had Fiero, why not Elphaba? Get the full set.
Do it at the same time, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Two birds, one stone, as it were. And kill, sorry, Joe, but kill Donna Sheridan purely because I haven't seen Mamma Mia the film nor the stage production, which is really off-brand for me because this character actually singing disco. Like, I feel like I should know that.
Like, I just have to point out I also the chat also pointed this out, that both of you saying like, oh, you know, don't really like Les Mis. I have like said this to you before. I am doing a PhD in Les Mis, and that doesn't really affect me because I don't really care about the stage show as much as I do about the book, and also I have a complicated relationship. You saying that you've never seen Mamma Mia made me literally go, we're stopping this recording right now. We're going to Zoom watch Mamma Mia together.
What happened to No Shame?
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry.
In my own home.
I'm not shaming you. This is a loving thing. We need to do this.
Oh man.
I mean, that's fine by me.
Okay, so Alphabet, Mary Poppins, Donna Sheridan. I think I would snog Alphabet because I feel like it would be like a passing one time kind of thing. She's got shit to do. So I feel like I would have that moment and always have that memory that Elphaba, we had that time. So I feel like I wouldn't want to hold her down, you know, because also she can fly. So it would have to be kind of a one-time thing. I think I would, I think I probably would marry Donna too. So Joe, I'd pay for it. So I probably would, because I think she'd just be a good time, you know, living on a Greek island, having a good time, having a laugh. I think it'd just be fun, which means I would kill Mary Poppins, which would shatter 1,000 children's dreams. You know, which I've done on a Tuesday before, so it wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yes.
Excellent. This next trio is Alexander Hamilton, Jean Valjean, and Shrek.
Okay. I would stand by what I said earlier and kill Jean Valjean. Once again. I would snog Alexander Hamilton pre-wife.
Yeah.
I'm not going down in history in that way. No.
Yeah.
So I'd snog him because he seems like a lot of work. But Shrek seems like a handyman. So, you know, when you're in the garden, you're like, I want a new shed, or like, babe, can you make this, you know, like booth outside for me so I can do voiceover work? I feel like he would like get that done in a day. I feel he's good with his hands. And he's got that cute little best friend that comes around and always makes parties fun, you know. Donkey would always be around, you know, making me waffles, having a laugh. It'd be great. So that would be my order.
Okay, so right. I had it formulated in my head. Right, okay. I'm gonna start again. I'm gonna start in one place, don't know where I'm gonna land. So marry Shrek for very similar reasons to Lauren, and the fact that, okay, I'm not materialistic, but he does have his own land. And I enjoy nature. I enjoy the fact it would be kind of tucked away in the woods. Like, and again, Donkey coming around every now and then for dinner parties, bringing dragon, you know, that'd be cute. That'd be a party. And both me and Shrek are quite puerile senses of humor. So that would be a nice little, you know, back and forth. That'd be fun. Kill the one that owns slaves.
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
And Snog plus Valjean, because I think at some point in the play, in the stage production or in the book, they mention how like he's ridiculously strong, and I want to see how that would go down. You know what I mean? I'm curious.
Also marry Shrek, all of the aforementioned reasons. I just think, like, you know, farting in massive puddles of mud does look like a really good time. That's fine by me. Snog Jean Valjean because of the revolution, is that fine? You know, right? With yeah, does he do something in the revolution? I can't.
He does. He protects them from a sniper.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So there's not much like message passing with him, is there? Okay.
He does. He climbs over the barricades to pass Mary. Well, he doesn't technically do it, but he does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he tries to pass a message. Okay, look, I would snog Jean Valjean in these very specific circumstances. If I was, as part of the revolution, if I was being hunted and I needed to hide my face, because otherwise I'd be recognized, and I grabbed him because he was the nearest man to me, and I am also very strong, so even, you know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Me and Jean Valjean would have a quick distract the gendarmes type snog. That's fine. Also kill Hamilton for aforementioned reasons, and also American history has not gone that well, so maybe that is the turning point. And the marriage, that's fine.
I'm really, really looking forward to writing Joe a play where it's literally just Joe, called Joe, snogging Jean Valjean to like protect herself from the fucking like gendarme. Like, 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. It'll be a full musical on your desk.
Great.
Go for it.
Final round for this round. Olaf, the snowman from Frozen, Zazu, the bird from The Lion King, and Bartok, who is the weird bat from Anastasia.
Oh.
Okay, so marry Zazu because, again, organized, level-headed, but also a bit of a stress head. And I'm a bit of a stress head too, but I'm good with people when they're stressed out. So it'll be a good kind of balance to me. He'd be like, oh, I can't get these spreadsheets right. And it's like, okay. Because in my head, Zazu can use computer. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. Have a breather. Do you want a cup of tea? Because in my head, again, Zazu can ingest tea. So... So that'll be marrying Zazu. I feel it'll be a good fit. You know, I'm a goofball. He's a stress head. There's a good balance there. You know what I mean? Snog Bartok, because I feel like Bartok would have a sense of humor about it, and it wouldn't be awkward afterwards. And I don't think he'd make it weird. Like Olaf would make it weird.
Yeah.
Olaf would get clingy. Olaf would be the type to kind of just turn up outside my house at like 5 a.m. just to ask how I'm doing. And it's like, Olaf, babes, mate, one time the smoking area, that was it. You know what I mean? And because of that, and because of the fact that I enjoy summer too much to put a snowman through that, kill Olaf.
Yeah, I love that. Mercy killing. Yeah. Because I love Thomas, it's not you.
I didn't think of it as actively killing him. I just thought it's not being around him. So don't be in my life.
This is a tough one. They're all so great. Look, my instinct, and maybe we should go with our instincts on these things, was to marry Olaf, because my mental image of Olaf is of, I don't even know if this even happens, but of him like doing a sort of ski jump and then flipping in the air while laughing with glee and joy. And I was like, that's the kind of energy I need in my life. I like joy. I like winter sports, I guess. I don't know, that's not really a thing I've ever been into, but I could do that. I like to do, but for you, Olaf, I could get into winter sports. I mean, there's a wrong point in history to do that. Obviously, winter sports are not a thing for the future. But anyway, so that means Olaf is not a thing for the future, which means it would be a short marriage, which means like fine. I think that's the theme in my whole marriage thing. My partner's a Muslim, by the way, engaged. Zazu, yeah, we could have a quick snog. Shall we say? I enjoyed that too much. And then I don't know the other one. I've not seen Anastasia. Bartok, that's right. So Bartok would have to go. It's the rules.
I think, yeah, Olaf has got to go. Like, he would just be so much to handle. It's like a toddler. Who wants to marry a toddler? That's so inappropriate. So he would just have to go. I would not be able to handle that. Just like, oh, can we do this today? Oh, can we do that today? Oh, it's snowing. Yes, it's always snowing around you. You're a bloody magical snowman. So it wouldn't be, it would not, no, Olaf would have to go. I think then, okay, so I love Anastasia, but I think for Bartok, it would just have to be a snog, because out of Bartok and Zazu, I feel like Zazu would become, this is a running thing for me, I think now, that any man that I'm set to marry will be my PA. And I've got a feeling that my fiance may be watching this right now, so Zazu is obviously a very organised man, and he's on the ball, and he's, well, apart from when he, lost those children. So he's normally like really on top of things and very aware of things and up to current events. So I think I would need that kind of man in my life to help me kind of stay on top of life in general.
Excellent. I'm so glad that I asked this question. This is all people in the audience, if you would like to say a question, put it in the chat now while Joash gives us their conspiracy theory.
Okay, so a bit of a running theme in these conspiracy theories. This one also involves an Andrew Lloyd Webber moment. My theory is that Grizabella in Cats is in the wrong musical entirely. Now, first thing first, the structure of when you first see Grizabella. We've just had the Randy David Bowie Rocker Cat. Then in comes Norma Desmond wailing about being abandoned. And then there's the Fat Shamey Cat. Like, something about that doesn't really flow narratively. And the lyrics to Grizabella the Glamour Cat are not actually from the same book of poetry as the rest of Cats. It was in some lyrics that were not added to the book because they were too depressing. Again, Grizabella doesn't fit. So, moving on to, again, Memory. The melody from Memory was something that Andrew Lloyd Webber kind of had chilling to the side and was written specifically for the show. Again, why are we bending up? Why is she just doesn't belong in that particular piece? And the fact that she gets reincarnated at the end. She gets to move on to live a different life completely. Do you know why? She shouldn't have been there in the first place. It would make so much more sense if it was old Deuteronomy, who was the oldest one, who has lived a long time. You know what I mean? Everything leads up to old Deuteronomy should be the one that gets to be reincarnated, but no, it's Grizabella. But then the question is, what show is Grisabella from? Who is Grisabella? Is Grisabella even a cat? Well, I will tell you that I've come to realize that Grisabella is a Londoner. She is a woman who can belt. She is a woman that's had a rough past, implied to be due to like the effects of men. Grisabella is Nancy from Oliver.
Thank you for asking the question that I was going to ask you as a follow-up, by the way. You completed the excellent. Thank you. I'm going to quickly look and see if there are questions. Yeah, Kevin said, it's very generous of you to insinuate that the rest of Cats flows narratively.
Well, it's less that it flows narratively, more the fact that the rest of Cats fits the structure of Cats, except for Grisabella's stuff, when she actually has her own kind of narrative, and she gets an 11 o'clock number, and none of the other Cats in Cats get a number which kind of fits the conventional form of a musical, which that's why that she doesn't fit. Like her spirit was trying to give an As Long As He Needs Me, what came out is like, you know, nonsense lyrics.
Yeah, the Kath says you've blown the whole thing wide open. So I think we can agree that these they're not conspiracy theories, they are accurate. And I think we all need to stage the takedown of Andrew Lloyd Webber to destroy this ring.
I'm ready.
A question that I wanted to ask earlier, but didn't ask, and I think leads on from this quite well. Why do you deserve to go to the Heaviside layer? For anyone who doesn't know, the Heaviside layer is the place the Cats go after, at the end of Cats, or Grisabella goes to.
Oh, that's a really deep question.
Yeah. While people are thinking about that, can I confess that I've never seen Cats and explain why? It's because when Cats first came out, and I do remember that, I'm older than I look. I now look like a baby, or at least an 11-year-old. I was sort of so incensed because I loved the book of poems. I loved Old Possum's book of Practical Cats so much. I was so incensed that there didn't really seem to be, to me, adequate recognition of this. It's just Andrew Lloyd Webber's name everywhere. Now we know why. It's because Mariah Carey, you know, obviously. How old was she at the time? Anyway, I actually wrote, I think I probably was about 11, I wrote a poem, I don't know where it is now, in which all of the cats from the Old Possum's book of Practical Cats find Andrew Lloyd Webber's house in the middle of the night and attack him, and nothing's left in the morning. So maybe that's how Cats was meant to end.
You came up with two conspiracy theories now, like.
Also, maybe that's why I've never directed a musical. So what was the question again? Why do we deserve to go?
Why do you deserve it? And also, I want to add a caveat. I wanted to ask this because I want you to say something nice about yourself.
Aww.
This is like a little beauty pageant question, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I deserve to go to the Heaviside layer because
sorry, my partner's just hanging about in the doorway.
He heard you talking about being a PA, so.
Madam, do you need anything? What are you doing? So, ever so sorry.
I feel like I feel like I deserve to go to the Heaviside layer because upon seeing Cats 2019, I dedicated a worrying amount of time and effort to absorb every bit of information I had about cats, or I could access about cats. I learned that fans have assigned the cats star signs.
Oh my God.
I learned about the shipping between Mr. Mistopheles and Rum Tum Tugger. I learned that the only reason that the white cat, Victoria, is a separate part to Jemima, I think, is the fact that they couldn't find a soprano that could dance well enough and couldn't find a dancer who could sing the soprano stuff, so they split the roles. I feel like I've done my time in the Jellicle world, and it's time for me to go.
But Jay, important follow-up question. Did you read any of the fanfics between Rom Tum Tugger and Magical Mephistopheles?
I did not, but I feel like you did.
I feel like, yeah, I shouldn't have asked the question that implied that I had. I have. Joe?
How much of it did you write, Nemo? Why? Well, look, is this implying, again, I've never seen it because the poems are perfect, and why would you mess with that? Is this implying that the cats have to like compete beauty style contest wise to go to heaven?
Yeah. And only one of them gets to go.
Whoa, okay, well, I mean, there is a classic film that I feel like we should all watch as a detox from this. I'm sorry, cats fans everywhere, including Nemo. Jellicle cats, here we go. I feel like we should remember all dogs go to heaven.
Yes!
I'm a socialist, so there is a God. It's heaven's for everyone, right?
Oh, I love that. That's such
I agree.
Gosh. So can I just go off the back of that and say we're all going to heaven? Because I don't know. I have no idea. Like,
no, Joe, tell me something nice about yourself. The reason why you get to go. No socialism in my Zoom call on pride.
right. Why? I don't know. Well, so as mentioned earlier, I was a secondary school teacher and I accidentally became a secondary school teacher. I was just meant to be a TA and they were meant to hire a teacher and they never did. And 2 years later I was there and every single one of my kids passed their BTEC in drama, dance, performing arts. And I was the only subject to have every single kid pass. So I sent off 40 kids understanding the history of musicals, understanding the history of theatre, knowing about Beckett, knowing about Brecht, knowing about Stanislas, a whole bunch of 16-year-olds going out there, knowing about the fourth wall and shit. So I think for that would be my past.
Up to the heavy side land.
Excellent. We're all going to go to the socialist heaviside layer, I guess, now, because again, at the beginning, I did say there's no winner. We are approaching past, which means the end of our time, which is very sad because I have a lot of questions, but like I said, I would love to do more of these. So if you would like to follow me on Twitter, I am at Zeus_Japonicus. This is going to be 3 minutes of us talking about ourselves and anything you want to promote, by the way. So if you three want to prepare something in your head for something that maybe you have that you want to promote, while I promote myself. I have a musical called Asian Pirate Musical. You can find us if you just search Asian Pirate Musical. We are releasing stuff in lockdown because we were very lucky to get grants money from Arts Council. So please follow us. It's great and it's gay and it's Asian and it's pirates. One of the feedback we got from Volts was it needs more ARG. So we are working on that. Lauren, do you have anything that you would like to promote?
I'm going to promote myself while I'm here. So you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Lauren Douglin. I also run a Twitter platform called We Are Here Actors. And the aim of that is to give opportunities and voices to underrepresented actors and writers. So we run monologue competitions, we run table reads so that writers who don't normally get an opportunity to get seen by producers and production companies, I host those. So lots of auditions and stuff get put on the Twitter feed. So follow at Lauren Douglin and follow at We Are Here Actors. And also, this is really weird because this isn't like a promo thing, but I just want anyone who's watching to know that they've done an amazing job in 2020. And I know that sounds a really weird thing to say, but this has been the weirdest year ever.
Yeah.
So to get up every morning and to get out there and seize the day, and even if you don't seize the day in the way you think you're going to seize the day, if you just watch, you know, Drag Race or Sweet Magnolias or whatever you watch on Netflix, seriously watch Sweet Magnolias. It's such an easy view if you have not seen it. It's so cheesy, and it's got Heather Headley in it. So if that's what you do, you've seized the day. You have seized the day. So for all of you that have got up every day and faced the next day, be it in lockdown, out of lockdown, does anyone know what's going on? Anyone? But well done for getting through this much 2020. We're halfway there, guys. You're smashing it.
I don't want to speak now.
No, Jay, promote yourself.
Oh gosh, right. Okay, so you can follow me on Twitter at JoeMyWord. I do bits of freelance writing as and when the muses call me. I'm also a singing teacher. If you want to contact me about any kind of singing lessons, just let me know and I'll pass on the details to you so we can kind of get some Zoom calls going if that's something that piques your fancy. Again, I'm available if you want singing or any kind of writing or literature, or if you just want some nonsense just on your Twitter, because I know that like social media is so intense right now and it's frustrating because we are in a time when social media is one of the few ways you can regularly contact people. And if you just want some nonsense in your life, just follow me, because Nima can tell you I'm on Twitter just like talking mess, and it's
Excellent.
and it's like someone needs to hear this. Someone needs to see this meme. But yeah, and again, take care of yourselves, look after yourselves, and be kind to yourselves, because like Lauren said, 2020 has been ridiculous, and kindness to yourself can be the hardest form of kindness to deliver on, but it's also possibly the most rewarding, because once you get it right, once you get kindness to yourself right, that's real. Like, yeah, that's me.
I'm at Joe Tayabji on Twitter. I'm not very funny on Twitter. I'm quite earnest. As a caveat. I'm associate at a company called Milk Presents, and we'll be announcing a kind of online season of workshops and releasing some material kind of later in the summer, so keep an eye on that. And there's going to be workshops there for LGBTQ teens and emerging artists, wherever you're emerging from it and whatever stage of your life you're doing that. So keep your eyes open for that. And if you are a freelance theatre worker anywhere in our industry, whether that's on stage, in the auditorium, or anywhere involved in creating theatre, then find freelancers make theatre work. This is an extraordinary moment for our industry and a really challenging moment. But one of the things I'm hopeful could come out of it is a stronger collective voice for freelancers wherever we are and whatever our current working conditions are. Okay, our current working conditions are tumbleweed, of course. What I mean is working conditions we're going to emerge back into and we're going to build together. And I'm really interested in collective action and how we can build an industry that is better for all of us.
Excellent. That was very wholesome. The last piece of thanks, apart from to the group chat, who demand thanks, is to Ellie, who has been very, very helpful from Omnibus Theatre. So big thank you, Ellie, for organising me and helping me with tech and stuff like that. So thank you. And that is the end of Jellicle questions for Jellicle Musical Theatre Stands. Thank you so much for coming.